Okay, I feel like for the last hour, we've been hitting a lot of controversial topics in the best way possible, the way your brain works and the way mine does, all about the PR industry. And the reason we're talking about this is not just because that's my background in PR, it's because it is the major unlock for what is happening with AI perception right now. Like when we started working together, Dron, I didn't know your world. I don't know how much you knew about mine.
Nothing.
But how do you view PR today, right now?
Yeah, so the biggest challenge, in my opinion, with PR and the PR world and earned media is it requires at least, I would say, 12 months of being exposed to how things work to actually really truly understand the value, the features, and the benefits, right? And it's just like anything else, it's not really a sprint. A lot of people look at it as a sprint. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
Beyond.
And in sales, we usually say, when you get an objection, when you say, I'm not willing to move forward, when a prospect tells you, oh no, we decide to go in another way, you literally ask one question. It's like, is it the value or the price? And whatever you're looking at buying, or any kind of purchase, it's either the value or the price. And the value and the price changes for everybody. Like if I told you right now, Sarah, you have an iPhone, correct? Would you pay $3,000 for that iPhone? No. Was it the value or the price?
It was the value.
The value. Okay. Yeah. So that perspective changes for everybody. Like for $3,000, I'll use it, I'll buy an Android for $1,000. So when you look at PR in that aspect, it is never going to work for you, because you don't truly, and you don't truly understand the value of it. That was my challenge. But now I understand the value of it because I'm seeing it. And I'm also seeing it not only just as a vanity, but I'm seeing it in my sales cycle. I'm seeing it in my retargeting. I'm seeing it in my emails, right? I'm seeing the omni-channel effect of what PR can do for you.
And we're going to dig in on the omni-channel PR after. You keep going, but this is coming, people.
So now, and again, for a long time, I didn't get it. I'm like, Sarah, how are we billing these clients $20,000, $30,000 a month? This is insane. This doesn't even have a guarantee. And then you explained to me for literally months, more than over a year. You said, look, this is how this works, and we don't control this. And if we say we control it, then we're lying about it, because we don't. And we have to set the right expectations. But as a buyer, I'm always looking at, why would I pay $30,000 a month for this? This is insane.
If you're listening, we've got some solutions. Like we're going to go through these pain points really quick, but please stay and ask questions, because there's more to come on this. Yeah. I know, Dron, based on what you've taught me to help me be an even better business leader, 100% of our churn rate for clients has been due to value, not price, because people are willing to pay that. What happens is there's not enough true news, and not enough journalists to cover that news to get what clients think PR should be versus what is reality.
Yeah. So, and that's the challenge. So you want to control your message. You don't want to pay to play. You want naturally, earned media, but you don't have any news or anything newsworthy, but you want journalists to cover you, and you want to be pitched. And when I do the pitch, you take forever to respond, but you want a new placement every single month, and you want that to be natural, but you don't want to pay to play. And then you want all of this to result in a pipeline.
And we could anecdotally talk about that 18 months ago. This doesn't work. Yes. I mean, I've done this 23 years. This has been just ongoing. I just am a glutton for punishment, and I'll, keep taking it. But now we have real data to say that out of all the things, right, we're going to talk about clusters and topics, the recency is everything. There is no way you could publish in an organic and earned way to meet what we've discovered. Like you got to let go of some of those things and say, and actually, what we're going to dig into buys you time to get credible placements and set new expectations on how you hit this recency while you're still pitching. Like, that doesn't go away because you need those logos for sales and vanity and reputation, etc.
Yeah. And I think this is my opinion, Sarah. I don't know if you would say this, but I think this inconsistency of value and this mismatch for supply and demand is causing the challenges that the PR industry and the journalists are facing.
It is. Plus a zero-click potential reality, because if we know that reporters are compensated by the number of scoops they get and exclusives and how much traffic those drive, anything you're pitching outside of that to tier one journalists in particular doesn't really help them. Then we have to go to this backup plan that every PR person knows: thought leadership, podcast, bylines, all of these things. And a lot of the time the clients are like, well, I don't really love that outlet, or I'm going to pass on that podcast because it's not big enough. And they're shooting themselves in the foot for recency and relevancy, because maybe it's a really niche podcast or newsletter that is a perfect mix for whatever topic they want to own. And people can't execute. And then a client's like, well, I'm done. Peace. Like, I'm going to try another firm. It doesn't work. So I want you, Doron, to talk about what we were digging in on this morning. And you guys are going to get sick of us probably, because this topic category cluster, this idea of a topic, it's not new to SEO people, but it will be new to most PR people on how you execute and niche down to start showing real numbers and results.
And I was looking at this for a prospect. I want to show you this because this is very interesting. Now, I think we discovered this yesterday, but everybody knows what Google announced 2 days ago or 3 days ago, which is the fresh AI mode. So I was speaking to this prospect that sells these LED face masks, and he actually has a really, really good quality product. And he was telling me that the most of these products that sell $400 million are absolute crap, but I want the LED LED face mask.
Listen, I'm their target demo. I'm rocking that thing while I stand on my plate.
Okay. So you know what I saw? I saw an article on Weather Channel comparing LED face masks. So tell me what the Weather Channel has to do with this. You see, like, Forbes, 7 best LED masks. Like, who is writing this? What does this have to do with Forbes? And we all know that this is a paid editorial, correct?
Well,
by Forbes.
Yeah.
Jane.
No deputy editor. Did they syndicate? I'm totally blind. Did they syndicate it from somewhere else?
It doesn't seem like it. It's in the skincare. But I see this again and again. Go ahead.
You clicked on the Forbes link, not the Weather Channel.
Yeah, this is the Forbes one.
Okay.
But the Weather Channel has one as well.
Yeah.
Let me pull that up because this was interesting. Look, best red light therapy devices of 2026.
How did they link that to weather?
That's the point, right? Like, these are all paid. But what's happening is, if I go and if I basically say, I want the LED face mask, let's remove the Weather Channel, right? And I go to the news section, every single week, Sarah, somebody is getting this placement.
Recency. So it's
Yes. Look, 3 weeks ago, 2 hours ago, 1 week ago, 3 weeks ago. And these brands are spending millions of dollars to be in this 28-day news cycle.
You don't even, the mix we have right now, you don't even have to spend millions to compete at this level. Like, I could build a new mask for people who wear glasses like me.
And for ourselves, the same thing. Who is the best PR agency in USA? Now, I'm not going to claim I'm the best PR agency in USA, but when you search something like this, who pops up? Weber Shandwick,
Yeah.
Edelman,
who I love.
and here, Newsweek rankings from 2024, all writers. So what we, and if you click on that, Newsweek pops up from 2024, so it's outdated, right? It's actually not difficult for us to get into this now, Sarah, correct? Like you and I, we could actually do a series of content and build a cluster so that I can pop up here in the next 10 days.
Hi, Savannah. The journalist is here watching. Thank you.
Yeah. So my point, let's go back to the beginning of this conversation, is there's a better way, and we're working on it. We're really nailing it down. It doesn't change what, PR industry does or what we do with own media, but it is, as you said, Sarah, it's a dual path PR that we can work on, but you need to build this authority, and you need to understand that, again, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint, but the expectations need to match.
But here's something you said this morning, and I'm really digging it. The idea of omni-channel PR, that has been a marketing category forever. PR people didn't touch that. We didn't step on that. And when we talk about persona and intent and all these things that are now part of what a PR person has to know and understand for messaging, the omni-channel flow is how you actually change if you show up or not. And if you do that with the consistency and relevancy, you now have success for your clients every 28 days, every 7 days if you wanted, while you take your time on getting the, more actual journalism coverage.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's one of the things we discuss with prospects as well. We have the luxury of owning multiple agencies. So we have good control over the branding and top of the funnel with PR and earned media, then the middle of the funnel and the bottom of the funnel with retargeting and lead gen and meta ads, that targeting conversions. Like, I could take you from $1 million to $10 million in 12 months. If I have control over the omni-channel aspect of your marketing strategy. But PR alone does not solve this. And the opportunity that all of us have now is only huge companies had access to this. But now with technology, there's nothing that stops you from having PR being in the news, simultaneously, advertising on Meta, having really powerful retargeting, being the brand. Like if you go to zenmedia.com right now, we will never leave you alone because we have very powerful retargeting campaigns. And a lot of people are not leveraging that. They want all the vanity placements, but they don't want to do the retargeting and the newsletters and all of that. So we just
they don't know.
Yeah. So what would you say, Sarah, from all the conversations, I've kind of, you've exposed me to the top of the funnel. I've exposed you to the bottom of the funnel. And the lead generation strategies that we work on right now. Like, what is the number one thing that has really opened your eyes in terms of bottom funnel?
For me, it is, I was like the Godfather, like give them an offer they can't refuse. That's my big takeaway of how you package that. And again, that is not PR people. And I'll digress for 1 second. If you've seen The Devil Wears Prada 2, I had to go. Fashion is my passion. There's a part where Anne Hathaway is talking to Emily Blunt at Dior, and they're negotiating because Runway messed up, and Emily Blunt calls the shots on editorial. She's like, I want this full feature. I want blah blah blah. Da, da, da. And Anne Hathaway's still, like me, the Pollyanna, like that's not journalism integrity, and we can't do that. There is this balance of give and take to make things happen right now. That is not the same, and that is learning bottom funnel. Is that for me where I was like, oh, is that how people are going to buy? Is that how they're going to know how to do it? Because if PR doesn't understand that layer right now, it's not going to translate to AI, and then it doesn't help you show PR linkage to revenue. Yeah,
and it is the only time in history where PR professionals can actually show realistic, legitimate KPIs to their audience.
Will you pull something up for me? Because this is crazy. I just shared to a client. I said, I want to show you something. It'll be a little controversial. I think AI visibility is absolutely, a buzzword. It's going to go away. We can't just say, do you show up as an answer or not? we're able to do something different now, not just the back end, like ideating on prompts for strategy, but what's happening because of content. When we send out,
to show the functionalities we discussed.
Can we do the AI citation report?
The one, yeah.
I mean,
in the back end side of things.
Yeah, like when we produce what we call an AI notice, or we share an anchor article, we can show what happens because of that. And the more of these that we run, we can say, oh my gosh, our content's getting better, and we're able to rank, I don't know if rank's the right word, show up in answers faster because of all the data we have on what's performing well based on who we're trying to reach in the LLM they're on and their needs.
Yeah. So every piece of, I wanted to do something because I'm the bottom funnel guy. I wanted to spy on people. I wanted to see what your own content is and how can I see what your own content or how your own content shows on LLM. So selfishly, I searched for, we have another agency, Optimum 7, best e-commerce migration agency. And when I did that, I get this page. Somebody wrote this article at the Commerce Shop. They did a good job. It's a blog post. It shows up #1 on AI overview. So now what I can do is I can take that and put it into the content campaigns of my section, and I can literally find out how many citations this specific URL is getting and how many AI overviews and LLM citations and what topics they dominate. Now, the value of this is possible for any execution that we do at Zen Media. We can track this. So I'm going to show one that we did for ourselves, and let's look at this this report really quickly. Are you referring to this report, Sarah? This one that we run?
Yeah.
Okay, so I can create this report for any piece of not only Gen AI notices, not only press releases, not only media outlets, not your future on Forbes.com. On blog post, any piece of content, I can generate a report. And it shows you how AI models are mentioning these. And this is insane for all the PR professionals, because now every placement you give to your clients, you can actually show this data.
But here's the market education. This is what's crazy to me. Okay, our new mix for PR includes owned content in an entirely new way. Our anchor articles that are written against prompt data. Those anchor articles are oftentimes showing up as the #1 source of information. That is more powerful than any Wall Street Journal feature could be, because if someone's asking a question and you're spoon feeding them the narrative that you want them to see, and now we can say all these prompts reference this page instead of maybe your outdated homepage or an old whatever or a competitor's page. That is the ultimate win right now.
Yeah. And in terms of the brand, again, like these are, we talked about this in the past few days. I think robotics industry is very important for us. So, is there a diagnostic tool for measuring robotics vendor positioning and AI responses? AI visibility for robotics industry, robotics AI visibility, anything that has to do with the robotics industry and AI visibility, now Zen Media dominates because of this. And it was a few pieces of content. And this is the option we have right now, which is if you put AI visibility for robotics industry, and this is a good example. Now, not only am I showing up here up top and here as well, but I'm also the #1 as owned content, right? And here's our media placement that we did.
Wait, we're seeing the report. Are you showing another page?
Yes, I am.
Because it's too important. I want to make sure.
There you go. Let me change this.
We're going to show you what we did for a category we weren't even mentioned in, had nothing to do with, but all of the stuff we're showing today, if you don't have it figured out, message us. Honestly, we have a white label version for agencies. We've got dozens of clients that we're just absolutely killing it for on category creation.
Yeah.
I mean, on topic.
This is the one that we did. This is the Gen AI notice. This is Sarah right here. So again, the only reason that Sarah's LinkedIn share is popping up is because we already built the authority cluster and we linked everything together.
It's the chef's kiss. This is the mix.
Yes. Yeah. So if you just do one press release or one Gen AI notice or one blog post, that's not enough. And that's why omnichannel is very, very important. And then if you scroll down, and to put the nail on the coffin, I even recorded a video that pops up here. So this execution literally takes 24 hours. It doesn't take months and months and months, but you're not going to show up for something incredibly competitive. Like, you're not going to be the answer on mortgages overnight, but you can make yourself. Go ahead, Sarah.
Here's something else with this, and I'm like thinking this while it's really happening. Think about traditional PR, right? You'd have one client that wants to own this category, and you'd have months and months and months of the same topic, pitching and articles. In my mind, you already own this, right? So pivot to the next important category or cluster. And then when recency gets dinged because someone else figures it out and sends an AI notice, how you repeat the whole system because the competitor probably doesn't know that, and you have maintenance. But you don't stay 6 months on this topic because you already got it.
Correct. And now let's dig deeper into the nerd version of this, right? Now I have all this metrics, and I can also see, now that's the LLM side of things, right? That's where you're showing up on all the AI models. Now let's check where we're showing up on Google AI overviews. So I know exactly which placement I did ranks where. Then I take this export, and there's an MCP with our technology, with our database, and I see what topic clusters, literally the context of what I said, how I said it, how I formed that sentence, caused this to be featured on Google and LLMs. Next time I update this, or I do another Gen AI notice, or I do another content, now I have more data and I have the feedback loop to optimize that to further dominate that specific.
If you don't understand a word that Duran just said, go to offer.zenmedia.com just to schedule a call with our team. There is a way you can execute this. And again, if you're an agency, PR agency, marketing agency, SEO agency, we've designed this to no longer be competitors. This is something you can white label and use for clients. And it gets smarter at 24/7, 365. Something changes in AI visibility, generative search, whatever you call it, our systems get smarter. So this isn't some outdated SaaS that we're going to launch and it's obsolete.
Yeah. So this is our other agency. On this agency, I absolutely must dominate anything that has to do with platform migration. I see these guys, they're a competitor. They're popping up on top of Google in the AI overviews. I don't like this. I want to beat them. So I take their domain name, I run it in my system as a content. I find out why they're showing up, how they're showing up, what authority they have, and what did they say to make them show up, and what is the omnichannel approach. I can have my agents crawl the entire web and find other aspects of what they did and duplicate it, make it better, make it stronger, launch my own version of it, and beat them in 7 days.
But you know what's crazy? And then we'll head out, guys. This is a lot. We'll unpack it again next week. We have crazy proprietary skills. Everything you just said, right? We can run skills and that leverages your brain and my brain, 40 years of experience and what we know to be true to give us that output of content in the way it needs to be done, also backed by proprietary technology. That's why we're able to move so fast. And of course, we have tons of humans in the loop.
Yeah. Now, here's the money. Last thing. E-commerce migration agency. Go to incognito, search for that. You'll see Optimum 7 as number 1. And it's not even featuring a Gen AI notice or a press release or an outside media. It's featuring me because I have built the topic cluster authority on that specific terminology. And PR, for the first time, I think in history, has the capability to make this happen. What is the value of this, right? This is what we were discussing with Sarah earlier. Anything else, Sarah, that we didn't cover?
I think that's great. I also think we are going to have to be redundant. The next 20 shows, even though we're 6 months ahead, we'll have some cool new stuff, but we're going to keep hitting these things because there's so much knowledge share and market introductory education that needs to happen.
Right. And we'll talk to you on Tuesday.
Yeah, Tuesday because holiday, but I'll be coming to you from the rural Midwest. I'll have to give you, a tour of the river in my parents' backyard. Kids are on summer break and we get to do a little grandpa time.
All right. Speak to you then. Bye-bye.